Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some dollar store DIYs. This is going to be a Jingle Bells theme, so let's jump right into it. First DIY I'll be making is this wreath with some jingle bells on it. So you'll just need a wreath form. I am actually reusing one from the Dollar Tree. And how I always make my wreaths is I always wrap the wreath form with burlap before I start adding all the greenery and florals onto it. I just think it kind of looks a little bit nicer on the back side. And then if you have a little bit of gap area through your florals or your greenery, you're just going to see burlap, which I think is really pretty anyways. This burlap came in a huge giant roll from Burlap Fabric. I think it's only $13. The shipping is a little bit pricey, but it's still a really good deal. So all these greenery picks, I think this is eucalyptus, came from Dollar General. The longer ones were $2 and then the smaller ones were $1. These jingle bells were from, I think, Hobby Lobby after Christmas last year, and I got them for half off. And then this little greenery is from actually a yard sale. If you guys are new to following me, I picked up a huge garbage bag full of greenery and florals of all different seasons for $5. So I'm just going to be using some of this. This was actually like a little wreath form, like a candle holder, and I just ripped it apart. But I thought that this would cover the majority of this, so then I could just start shoving the eucalyptus picks once this was all covered. Like I said, you can see the burlap a little bit, but I think it looks so pretty. These little white berries, these came from Joann's last year. I think they're 75 or 80% off after Christmas, and I use them for winter, and then I thought I would just cut them up and add them in this wreath. I just really love the green colors this year for Christmas, but of course, don't you guys worry, I'll be adding a little bit of red because I just feel like that this is just not a Christmas wreath without a little bit of red. So these little red berries came from a Dollar Tree, and I just cut them up and started just shoving them in because I couldn't honestly 100% say that I wanted these inside the wreath, so I did not glue the red berries. I just kind of shoved them in, and they held up pretty well. And then once this was all done in full, I did end up taking my jingle bells and I started adding the jingle bells to the wreath. This is what it looks like when it is all done. I love it, and it totally gives all of the Jingle Bell good vibes. I thought about singing the song. I'm definitely not going to be singing the song.
Through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells and bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing.
This video is also part of the Christmas song DIY collab. It is hosted by Crafty Leanie, and there's a bunch of us doing this video, so I will leave a playlist link in the description box below so you guys can check out everybody's video who's going to be joining this playlist. This next DIY is an easy one. You'll just need any kind of sign from the Dollar Tree, and then I picked up this bag from the Dollar Tree as well, and you'll just need some Mod Podge. And the first thing I'm going to do is just cut apart the bag. This is actually, you could use this for two different DIYs because you have two sides of the bag. I'm just going to be using one, but you know that I still did keep the other piece of the bag around just in case, because you never know. And then I just took the sign and put it on the back side of the bag and then traced it with a pen or a pencil. What did I have this time? I had a pencil. Normally we don't have pencils in our house because I feel like my oldest daughter always takes all the pencils to school and never brings them back. Like they just go there and they never come back. But yeah, so once that was done, I just cut it out, used some Mod Podge, and yes, I'm using the floor. I did not get any Mod Podge on the floor, thankfully. So I just ended up like lifting up the sign once everything was starting to lay down because I did not want to get anything on here. I was using my dining room this day because my craft room was a giant mess. Oh, I did get a piece. You guys did see that tiny bit on the floor, but I did get it all cleaned up. No worries here. But yeah, I don't normally like to craft right on my dining room floor, but it was just one of those days. And the reason why I use this sign because it was a sleigh, and then part of the Jingle Bell song is in a one-horse open sleigh. So I wanted to be just a little bit different here, not just do all jingle bells because that's kind of what the whole video is just a bunch of bells and jingly bells. Yes, that's what it is. But here's a cute little decor piece, a sign. I think this is really, really cute, and I think the colors are so bright and pretty. This next one, I'm using these little shadow boxes from Dollar Tree once again, and I'm just going to be pulling the back side off, and then I'm just going to be laying some new scrapbook paper. This is like a black shiplap from Hobby Lobby. I always pick up all of my scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby just because it's 4 for $1. It's super cheap. And then I'm just going to cut them out. I ended up doing 2 of these, but I didn't show everything through because I don't think it's 100% necessary to make you guys watch me cut out a bunch of paper and then glue a bunch of paper to the backs. But I am gluing it to the back side, putting the scrapbook paper on, and then I did have to end up taking off the yellow writing that was on the glass of this. So that was kind of a pain. I tried like acetone nail polish remover. That didn't work, so I ended up just using a razor blade, and that works. It works good. I didn't go all the way through this because it took a little bit of time. I had to replace my razor blade, but we're good to go. This works. It works great. Once that's done, I had these bells from the Dollar Tree. These ones were in a 32 pack. I definitely recommend to do the ones in the 20 pack, or not the 20 pack. Maybe it's a little bit more. These ones were just a little too big, and I had a really hard time shutting the back sides. So these ones, yes, whatever size those are, I totally just bypassed that. Use the smaller ones. They work better if you're going to do these little shadow boxes. And then the next thing I did was just add some writing to the front, Jingle Bells. This is from my Silhouette Studio. I purchased this font, and I cannot think of it off the top of my head, but I will leave it in the description box below. So if you guys have a Silhouette and you want to use the same writing, yeah, I'll list it there for you. And this is what they look like when they are both done. This was such a quick and easy DIY to do, and I think these look super, super cute, and you can just put these on a shelf and decorate them up and make them look better. You can always add other things to these. I left them plain because I'm just plain Jane.
A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. We got into a drifted bank, and then we got upside.
It's a DIY. I'm just going to be using this sign I picked up at a garage sale. I think it was $1/4. I'm not really sure. I just know it was barely any money. Maybe it was 10 cents. I think it might have been 10 cents. I'm just going to be using the back side, using the Waverly chalk paint in white. I'm just going to be painting the back. I only need 1 coat. That's why I love Waverly chalk paint. My husband actually found me 7 of these little bottles at the Dollar Tree at Walmart. So he grabbed them all for me because they're the little bottles. I am going to just use them fast. This is a decal I purchased off the Silhouette Studio, and if you don't have a Silhouette, if you don't have a Cricut, no worries. In many of my videos, I give you different options if you don't have a Cricut or a Silhouette. You can always use stencils. You can definitely just freehand it if you have nice, cute handwriting like this, or you can use stickers. There's so many different options you can do. And then I am just dressing up the sign just a little bit and covering up the holes, and I'm just adding some bells and just some greenery. This isn't even greenery, it's reddery. Red berries. I don't know why I just said reddery. Is that even a word?
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle
Get the signs all done. This took no time at all.
all the way. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Dashing through the snow.
For this DIY, I really want to try out those famous mason jars using Epsom salt and Mod Podge. So I had Presley actually help me do this. So we dumped some Epsom salt into a bowl, and then I had this like sparkly snow left over from a different DIY from the Dollar Tree. So I decided to add some of that in and mix it all together. And then, like I said, I just have 3 of these mason jars. I love picking up my mason jars at Target when they're on sale because you can pick up like a 12-pack for I think about $6 or $7, which is way cheaper than just grabbing them from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to be taking my Mod Podge and putting it all over the mason jar. And then for some reason, I started sprinkling the Epsom salt on top of the mason jar, and it honestly just works way better if you just dump it in, roll it around. This took seconds to realize that this was going to be the easy way out, and then Presley just helped me sprinkle it on, and I did this to all 3 of them.
In a one-horse open sleigh, what fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight.
Once those are done, I just took some twine and some of these extra bells from the Dollar Tree and just strung a couple on, and then I ended up wrapping these around the tops of the mason jars and adding some embellishments. I ended up using bells for all 3 of them, and then twine for 2 out of 3 of them, and then I just had some extra greenery pieces that I've just cut from previous DIYs, and I just wanted to make them all just a little bit different.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
For this DIY, you'll just need 2 wood slices. You could definitely use something else, but these already have the holes cut into them. These wood slices are from Arteza, and I'll be making some cute little ornaments. So the first thing I did here was just use some white chalk paint and paint the insides of these white. And then next, I decided to tie some string on it and add some beads. These beads were from Walmart, and then the bells were from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to be adding some decals. These are going to say Jingle Bells on them, and I'm not sure what the font is. I will just leave that linked below for you guys, or I'll leave it in the description box. My J fell off, and I ended up finding it and putting it back on. It was just a user error is what it was. I totally messed it up. But yeah, I'm just going to be making these 2 the same. And I love the way these turned out, and it's such like an easy, fast DIY to do. You can put whatever you want, whatever kind of saying you want on here, and use some jingle bells, use some beads. These are just really, really cute. And then for this DIY, you'll need some string. You also need some of these wooden beads. Like I said, these beads are from Walmart, and I've already used these in previous DIYs. And then these bells are from Dollar General. I love the red and I love the white ones, so those are what I'm going to be using for this one. And then I put everything in a bowl because everything was rolling away. And then I decided to do some sort of pattern, and I'm making a garland. This could be used for like your mantle. I didn't make a super, super long one because I don't have a mantle, but if I did, I think this would look really nice on it. I love the pops of red. I definitely have some red in my house, probably not as much as I used to have, but it's always nice having like some red in your decor for around Christmas. So this is what the garland looks like. I hung it from my hutch, and you can also like wrap it around a Christmas tree if you wanted. So I tried out both, and I actually like it around a smaller Christmas tree I have. Either way, they both ways are super, super cute. Guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel, I would love if you hit that subscribe button down below. Also, make sure you check out everybody else who joined this collab. I will leave a playlist in the description box below. But that's it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!